Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you I came out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. I have an article from The Sun, and it reads, Knife Horror. Disturbing details emerge in Target stabbing spree after the suspect attacks boy 9 in bloody rampage with butcher knife. And we're going to get into this article real quick, bring out a couple of scriptures, and close it out. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. The suspect in the stabbing spree at a Target store told a young boy he was going to kill him before attacking him, and another woman, cops say. A 9-year-old boy was among one of the victims who were stabbed with a butcher's knife at a store in downtown Los Angeles. And here go the chaos right here. It's showing pictures. The suspect involved in the stabbing at a Target store on Tuesday has died. So it's showing the commotion, all the pictures and everything. The suspect was a 40-year-old homeless man who stabbed 2 people, including a 9-year-old boy, cops said. The suspect has been identified as a 40-year-old homeless man. However, his name has not been released. According to LAPD Police Chief Michael Moore, the child had gotten separated from his mother inside a store when the man approached him. After picking up the knife, the man reportedly said he was going to stab him and kill him, said Moore. The boy tried to walk away but was stabbed in the shoulder from behind. That's crazy. Other shoppers immediately came to help the boy as the attacker moved to another aisle and brutally stabbed a 25-year-old woman in the chest. And I'm saying, can you imagine the mayhem that was going on? Said Moore. Added that another woman was trampled by shoppers who were trying to escape the store. Let me get a few scriptures on that. Because we all know everything is of the Lord, man. Everything is of the Lord. The Lord used that homeless man to bring forth judgment on them 3 individuals. The little boy who got stabbed in his shoulder, the 25-year-old woman who got stabbed in the chest, and also another woman who got trampled by a stampede of people fleeing the store in a terrified state. All vengeance of the Lord, man. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28, and it reads. Okay, Slacky, let's get it real quick. I lost the page. 39 verse 39 verse 28. And it reads, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And in this case, the Lord used a homeless 40-year-old man to bring judgment upon 2 people actually. But in the case of what happened, a lady got trampled, so that was also judgment from the Lord, man. That caused that to happen. That caused her to fall and to be trampled upon by people fleeing the store in the stampede of frightened shoppers. It says, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Fire, being burnt alive or being burnt up in a house. And a lot of fires happen during the time of these pagan festivals, mainly Christmas. They put up these faulty Christmas lights and they go to sleep and they wrap it around that tree, and that tree catch flames and devour everything in the house and kill everybody in the house. We've seen that countless years, year after year. Every year around these pagan festivals, somebody's dying of fire. That's the judgment of the Lord, man. It says, fire and hell, large softball size hell, hitting windows and hitting people in the head. It could kill them. There's an incident, I think it was like somewhere around last year, where a baby in Texas, when it was like like golf ball size hell came in and struck the baby in the head when she was in a car or something like that and it killed the baby, if I can remember correctly, that was judgment of the Lord, man. By getting hit in the head by hell, the size of a golf ball. It says hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, when the dog come upon you, or any other animal come upon you, whether it's a sea creature, whether it's a dog, or you get bit by an alligator, whatever the case may be, a reptile, those are teeth of wild beasts. And scorpions, serpents, and the sword getting put to death by police, or getting put to death by a gangbanging drug dealer. All acts of vengeance of the Lord, man, judgment. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandments. When the Lord tells them, listen, go do this or go do that, they're going to rejoice, they're going to do it. And they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. They're going to do what the hell they've been told to do. The Lord gave him the contract, and he put out the hit, and the angels appeased the wrath of him that made him by going out there and doing the hit. You know? There's no escaping the judgment of the Lord, man. It says, the man moved, all right, I'm going to read it from the top again. Other shoppers immediately came to help the boy as the attacker moved to another aisle and brutally stabbed the 25-year-old woman in the chest. You can imagine the mayhem that was going on, said Moore, adding that another woman was trampled by shoppers who were trying to escape the store. The man moved to the front of the store when he was shot in the stomach by an armed security guard. He allegedly lunged at the guard and was taken into custody, but later died. That was the judgment of the Lord, man. The Lord used this individual, this 40-year-old homeless man, to bring judgment. And after he finished doing what the Lord put the Spirit on him to do, the Lord brought judgment on him. And now he's in the spirit world. And hey, if the people live, that little 9-year-old boy live, hey, but there's scriptures on that too. This is Deuteronomy chapter, I'm going 32, verse 39. One of the main judgment scriptures we go to. Letting you know that the Lord does this. See now that even I am he. It says, even I am he. And there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Now, the little 9-year-old boy was wounded by getting stabbed in the shoulder. And maybe he survived. Who knows? If the Lord allowed him to survive, the Lord wounded him. And the Lord also have the power to heal him. Just like the woman that got stabbed in the chest. The Lord wounded her. The woman that got trampled by the fearful shoppers. The Lord wounded her. But guess what? The Lord put that man to death. That 40-year-old man, he got shot in his stomach. And he died, man. That was his judgment. The Lord used him to bring judgment on the people. The little boy that was stabbed in the shoulder, and the woman that was stabbed in the chest, and the woman that got trampled, but put him to death. He wounded some, and he killed one. That's the power of the Lord. That's the judgment of the Lord, man. It says, see now, back in Deuteronomy 32, verse 39, see now that even I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Once the Lord put that contract out on you and sanctions your death, no one can deliver you out of the Lord's hand, man. Nobody. Not Allah, not Buddha, not Serapis, a.k.a. Cesare Borgia, a.k.a. Jesus. No one can deliver you out of the Lord's hands. None of them fake deities can deliver you out of the Lord's hands. If the Lord sanctions your death or sanctions you to get wounded, and that's it, man. I read in the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28, there be spirits created for vengeance. So there's no escaping the judgment of the Lord, man. There's no escaping the judgments of the Lord. If the Lord wants you dead, you're dead. The Lord want to wound you for chastisement purposes, He's going to wound you. It says, all right, I lift my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I wet me shopping, my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenge upon the enemy. And that's going into the nuclear weapons. That's going into the nuclear missiles. Them arrows are nuclear missiles. So we all know that the Most High brings judgment. But the point has been made in Deuteronomy 39, verse 32, verse 30, the 39th verse. I'm going to read it again. See now that even I am He, and there's no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. The Lord wounded 3 individuals and killed 1. Or judgment. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the point has been made, man. Let's read on in the article a little more. It says, the boy was taken to a hospital where he was listed in stable but critical condition due to the neurological damage from the stab wound. The woman is in serious condition, said police, and had to undergo surgery after arriving at the hospital. It's a troubling night in Los Angeles. Here to see this type of violence in our city, Moore said in a news briefing on the night of the attack. According to NYPD Captain Elaine Morales, there was no relationship between the suspect and the victims, and the motive is a mystery. No, there ain't a mystery. It's a mystery to you, but the Most High put the spirit on that individual to do that to them people. And of course, that stampede where that lady got trampled. The Lord did that. To the people that got wounded, and to that homeless man that got killed by the security guard. The Lord orchestrated all of that. The Lord used that homeless guy to bring judgment upon them 2 people to court, and also caused, by him bringing judgment upon them 2 people, causing a stampede and have a lady get trampled, also judgment. But he didn't kill them. He only killed 1 individual. And that's the homeless man. And the Lord is dreadful, man. The Lord is dreadful. The Lord is dreadful. You know, and that homeless man was not innocent. The Lord has used him to bring forth his judgment on other people. Job 4:7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, did not that 40-year-old homeless man perished? He wasn't innocent. The Lord used him to bring forth judgment, to wound certain individuals, and then turn around and put them to death. Now he's in the spirit world. In his right mind, he's not homeless no more. He's in his right mind. I don't know if he's an Edomite or Jake, but chances are, if it was a Jake, they would have put his face. They would have gave his name and put his face up there, but it probably was an Edomite, a homeless Edomite man. Who knows? Nevertheless, he's in the spirit world right now, in his right state of mind. Now, if he's an Edomite, he's going into slavery. If he's of the nations, he's going into slavery. If he was a Jake, he's in his right state of mind. When he come back, he's going to come back in the kingdom. Bottom line, it's a mystery to you, people out there that don't know why this happened, but the Lord put a spirit of vengeance on that man to make him do what he did, man. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It wasn't a mystery here. It wasn't a mystery here. Let's see if there's any more in the article. Yeah, the suspect was described as a homeless man who walked into the Target, grabbed a knife off the shelf, and began stabbing people. Yeah. That's the scene of the crime right here. It said an armed Target security guard shot the suspect in the stomach after the man tipped and lunged at him. Yeah, that's what they say. That was it, basically. So there you have it. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens by coincidence. The Lord allowed that to happen. Knife Harbor. Disturbing details emerge in Target stabbing spree after suspect attacks boy 9 in bloody rampage with a butcher knife. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you Akim out there that's been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Nothing happens by accident. The Lord orchestrated that to happen. Shalom.